What's up, everybody? I'm going to break down another game for you. We've got Aaron's team, Don't Like This, Thielen, versus Colton's team, which I guess he changed the name. I really like the name. I don't know if it got censored or, Josh is playing the I'm the boss card, but Colton, you don't even work for us anymore. You can name your team whatever you want, okay? All right, let's go into this breakdown, all right? So, Jameis Winston going up for Don't Like This Thielen, and Aaron Rodgers for Team Colton. Look, I'm going to be biased, okay? Minnesota's a top 5 defense, but I don't care, all right? Aaron Rodgers is a Hall of Famer. Jameis is trash. And he'd already played. I mean, again, I got the cheat sheet in front of me. He's scoring 15.3 points. I'm taking Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers will score more than 15.3 points. So take it to the bank, Aaron Rodgers. Going in on Aaron Robertson. James Conner for Robertson going up against Alvin Kamara. This one's interesting, man. I think that Seattle is very vulnerable to the run game this year. I think Alvin Kamara is on the road against the Rams, who can be pretty stingy on defense, but you never know. It's New Orleans, man. Those guys have had battles. It could be an absolute score fest, right? I actually think Kamara is going to win the matchup, but I wouldn't be surprised either way. I think both players have huge games. Next is Aaron Jones for Green Bay going up against Joe Mixon. So I actually hate both of these running backs this week. Aaron Jones was not impressive whatsoever against the Bears. I think that continues against another top 5 defense in the Minnesota Vikings. And Joe Mixon, only 3.7 points last week. The Bengals going up against Seattle there. And going up against San Francisco this week. I don't see why he would have any more success. Plus he's injured. He's got an ankle injury. I don't think so. I think both players have very subpar games. Unfortunately, both of their flex positions are covered. I would definitely listen, man. I still don't understand why he's starting Aaron Jones. I guess it's because he's projected to win now, but I'm telling you, bro, I mean, you're looking at a sub-10-point performance for Aaron Jones. Meanwhile, Montgomery's going to get you 10 points. Joe Mixon for Colton. That's all you got, bro. So, tough luck, especially with Darius Geis on the IR, man. Move him to the IR and pick up a running back, bro. You could definitely pick up somebody off the waiver wire today and do a little bit better. Okay, moving on to wide receiver ones. Devontae Adams going up against Stephon Diggs, and they're playing each other. So really it comes down to, the defensive matchup and who I just think is going to have a bigger game. I think Devontae Adams has a bigger game. Again, I'm a little biased, but I do think he has a bigger game and ends up putting up some decent points. Curtis Samuel, cheating. Again, we got 14.3 points up already from Thursday night's game. DK Metcalf for Seattle going up against Pittsburgh. Is he going to score 14.3 points or more? No. So I've got Curtis Samuel winning that matchup. Vernon Davis versus Jason Witten. I actually think that's going to be a wash. I think Jason Witten is he's older, and he's in a potent offense. And I do think he is worthy of a start. But Vernon Davis, kind of in the same boat, man. A little older, going up against Dallas, but he had a pretty good week 1 game, scoring almost 16 points, having a touchdown. Witten with 10 points and a touchdown. I think both of them kind of go back. It really depends on who scores a touchdown. If either of them are able to score a touchdown, then I think they have the leg up there. Adam Thielen versus John Ross III. I really like what John Ross has done this season. I think he's probably the waiver wire pickup of the week for week 1, and Colton got him. I think that he edges out Adam Thielen, actually. Josh Allen versus Andy Dalton. Man, they just are both horrible quarterbacks, guys. I don't understand why either of you have them on your team, but apparently that's where we are. But Jimmy Garoppolo is available, and so I don't understand why he's not starting over Josh Allen. Josh Allen's predicted, by the way, I didn't know this. He's predicted to be the top 10 fantasy quarterback this week. Like I am willing to put hard cash on it that that's not going to happen. And I get they're playing the Giants, but it's on the road, and I get that it's still in New York, but it's also Josh Allen. I'm willing to put hard money down that he's not a top 10 fantasy quarterback this week. But I don't think he edges out Andy Dalton either. I think Andy Dalton comes back to earth after a monster game versus Seattle, and I think both of them end up just kind of in the 15 to 20 point range. Browns and the Bills. I like the Bills in that matchup. So all in all, it's kind of back and forth, back and forth. I think that if you would have told me beforehand, just blind, that this was going to be their lineup and that Jameis is playing and Curtis Samuel's playing, I would have told you that Colton had this hands down. But Curtis Samuel balled out. Jameis Winston did okay. Okay, he didn't do great. All right, so stop gloating, Aaron. Okay, he's still not good. He's still going to end in the bottom half of the starting quarterbacks this year. I'm not high on Jameis Winston, but he did an adequate job to keep you into the game. I think Aaron Rodgers has a tough matchup. I think Andy Dalton is overrated after a baller week 1. So but I do think the edge of quarterbacks goes to Colton. I think the edge of running backs goes to Colton. I think the wide receiver edge is right now going towards Aaron, as well as the flex and tight end play together goes to Aaron, although that one's probably the closest of all of them. And then the defense goes to Colton. So I think it's going to be a really close game. For me, even though they're both 0-1, this is the game of the week. And I really like this matchup. I think that whoever wins is back in it. I think they're back in the hunt and proving that they can make some crucial moves. Colton off the waiver wire, Aaron just kind of trusting his team and sitting and starting and picking up Brown and Garoppolo, like both of them making moves off the waiver wire to improve their team to 1-1. I think whoever goes 0-2 may be able to just kiss the season goodbye, honestly, because the rosters don't look great for either team. If I had to pick a team, though, I'm still picking Colton to win this one by a slim margin. But for me, this is game of the week in terms of just matchup and intrigue. Really excited to see these two show down.